Hi folks, here we are again. I'm inspired today. Let's make a second video on that day. So episode 3, welcome. Today in this video I want to talk to you about more the IP part. In the previous video there was more the business part, now it's the IP part. GI is very special, is a special IP. It is not like individual trademarks. It is not like a trade secret, like a patent, like a design right. It is a model. This is a collective right. So it is about scalability here. The scalability of rural business, I think, is well advised to use GIs. So I talk about scalability. I don't talk about the initials. The initials in the last video, you have seen that you need to build a fundamental business basis for your product. You need to test it on the market. You need to have some traction. You need to look for imitators from your region because you have traction, so others will go in the same direction. So you are 2 or 3 or 4, and then you get into the situation, well, are we competitors or do we want all the same? We may be competitors here on the local market, but if we want to go to the total addressable market, to the TAM, then we are not competitors anymore. We are likely to be allies. We want to go all together. And that is the big advantage of the GI, the scalability of business for which the individual business, the individual farmer would not be able to do so. So you get into some kind of professionally surrounding where you don't have to care anymore about marketing, about defense, enforcement of GIs, competition, etc. So you can concentrate on what is your product. Now, does that mean you don't have to care about a trademark or so? No, or other IP rights? No, you may have. You may have. A trademark is an individual right, and all the GI members, those who are able to use the GI label, the geographical indication label, they need to distinguish from one the other because, well, in a certain moment you are still a competitor. If you take the example, I think I did it already, the example from the Champagne, the Moët Chandon and the, Veuve Clicquot or whatever, they have both the same label, Champagne, geographical indication protected. So why would you choose one over the other from the consumer perspective? If you chose Veuve Clicquot, you will benefit so to say, the farmer of Veuve Clicquot. If you choose Moët Chandon, you will benefit on the prejudice of the Veuve Clicquot, you will benefit the other, the Moët Chandon. So both are trademarks, and you still need a trademark. Now, with regard to your product, if all the ingredients and the process of making it and all the prescriptions around the good, the product, if this is written down in the association, in the GI framework, then you are not be able to make many difference between one and the other. Well, you are able, and the Champagne example tells you that they are. I would recognize Veuve Clicquot, which I do not like very much, and I would prefer the other, the Bollinger or whatever Champagne trademarks they are. But they are individual trademarks, and they have their individual margins of discretion in order to make the flavor a bit different. And that you have as well. You may combine, for example, your product with a trade secret because you know something, some kind of herb or some kind of ingredient which gives a bit special flavor to your product, which the others, they might not know. They may not know. Or which makes your product distinguishable from the other, although it is the same, made on the same basis ingredients, which are. So the trademark must be still there in order for the consumers to recognize the product and repeat a positive experience from the past. If you don't have a trademark, if you're just saying, well, that comes from that region, well, they may be yours, they may buy yours, but they may not buy yours, they may buy the other because they know the other from a previous experience and they like it. Well, I will just repeat the experience from the previous purchase. So this is one issue. You need to have a trademark, you need to have a kind of distinguishable flavor. If it is a product, a food product, or even a spirit, or even whatever it is. If you have the Scotch whiskey, you have, I don't know, 200 Scotch whiskey. I don't know how many members they have, but a lot of members. And why would you take the Glenfiddich over the whatever another trademark it is? I'm not a whiskey fan. So this is what on trademarks it is important that you are your business owner, but you are on the scalability much easier within a GI association in order to address foreign market. Within your local market, well, you are still fully probably in charge with yours. You have a trademark, perhaps you have a trade secret, or if it is not a trade secret, you have your special recipe or special thing to add to that product and make it distinguishable from others. So this is the part of you are the full business owner, and this is the relationship between the GI and the individual IP rights which you still need to apply for, to maintain, and even to defend. Now, what is the advantage of the association? The advantage of the association is the scalability, again, the scalability of the market. You have countrywide recognition, and you may have also recognition in the total addressable market. And this has to be taken care of the association, though it is not your concern whether the GI is protected also in Europe, admitting you are in Africa. Also in Europe, that would be the association which would take care of that part. So it would not, you would not much care of. You would probably push the association to do its work in that direction, rather than sitting and waiting on what, because the GI association, well, you are part of it. And the association probably is driven by its members. So you need still to be active and push the association for some more action if you want scalability, if you want to address a foreign market. So you need to go a bit further and push the association that your GI is also registered in another market. Subventions, for example. Often for food product or for GIs, you get some kind of subventions well, you don't need to care about the government agency to look for them and afterwards to have a form filled out. That is part of the association. They can do it and they can distribute it afterwards. They can inform what kind of subvention is available and make it available to to the associates, to the members of the association. They would maintain, for example, a website. So you don't need to make a big marketing campaign, a big website. You don't need to take IT people with you, at least not in the beginning. Once you get in the champagne level, well, that is very difficult to get there. There you might want to, but not at this stage where you are in the beginning, or if you have in the medium and the cruising speed, you may not want this. This is the association. Go, for example, to Cognac, France, to the website. There you have all kind of information on the geographical indication, on what is the product and what is the region, what is the attractiveness of the product, how you can use it, how you can combine it, and etc., etc. So this is a kind of marketing, and also marketing as such, that will come from the association. So it is not anymore you have to take care of that. Now, you are individual, but that must not be the case that you are an individual person. You may still want, if you have a neighbor or your cousin or somebody which is who is your closest pal, you may want to associate yourself with him in a company. So you both come from and you produce that product according to the prescriptions of the association. You live one by one, and you want to scale up your possibilities to produce the item with efficiency. So you need a plot of land which is bigger, and within you both, you may be possible to make a more efficient, so to say, cooperation. So, can you associate with your other members? Of course you can. Of course. So that is possible, and you may merge afterwards. Perhaps that is possible as well. And you may become a more important member with regard into the association, and you can drive the association with your more important part, so the percentage of the association which is yours will increase, and then you can, well, perhaps not dominate, but propose other measures which would be in favor of all the associates. And with you, as you have the best vision, if you have more experience, if you have more interest, if you have more knowledge about business, about what is happening beyond what is happening in the total addressable market, you will be able probably to get more influence into the association and drive it into the way you want them to go. So it gives you, in resuming, it gives you a possibility to go much beyond what would be the possibility of an individual owner. Although in the beginning you are individual owner and you continue to be individual owner, so you are still responsible for your profit and loss account, etc. But the marketing efforts is much easier. The wholesalers, the addresses and with whom to cooperate and so on, that will be given by the association, who are able to better negotiate the terms with regard to the wholesalers, because they have the scale, a higher scale of products to offer. So this is the angle from the associate. Next will be the angle from the association as such. Thank you for tuning in twice today.